Last little video. This is my favorite one. How to control your cash flow using an offset account. A lot of people come to me, they're like, oh, I've heard of an offset account. I'm like, just tell me what you're understanding about how it works. And they're like, it's an account attached to the loan and stops you paying interest. I'm like, that's pretty good. But I now just want to give you a really understanding about the mechanics of it so you can really put the best structure in place. Do you remember during your prepare, accumulate, consolidate, and enjoy that pace, the 4 phases of your property journey? When you're in your accumulation phase, remember the very first thing there I said was, we need to be focused on the strategy and the structure. So strategy is brand new land and build, and structure is all about cash flow, the financial structure. You absolutely need to make sure you've got an offset account included in your financial structure. So let's just say without offsetting, if you've got your home loan and your money setting aside in a savings account, you pay interest on the whole home loan. As opposed to when you've got your offset account in place, see how your offset account is now linked to that home loan? You only pay interest on this much. All right, I've got another slide coming up which brings it to life even more. So now we've got a property and a loan. The value of the property and the value of the loan is irrelevant. This is a concept that I really want you to take away. This will be an amazing penny drop moment. I've literally coached clients this week that had said that exact same thing to me and have now gone through these exact set of slides. I'm like, this is a no-brainer. It's going to save us a few $1,000s a year in interest repayments alone. Remember one of the other videos, rent money's dead money? Well, so is interest on the loan. So here's a really great tool to make sure you can stop paying as much. Your offset account it's got a BSB and account number, just like a savings account. All right. It is linked to the loan as per the line down the bottom there. Now, you can have a credit card attached to the offset account. I'll come back to that shortly. All of your rent should go into the offset account and all of the income you have and your tax return. So every dollar that you have access to. See, here's one of my little coaching philosophies. How do the mega rich wake up in the morning financially better off than what they were when they went to sleep? How is it that they are better off when they've been sleeping? Every dollar they have access to is working for them whilst they're punching Zs. And it should be the exact same for you. Every dollar you have access to should be sitting in your offset account doing what? Working for you. An offset account doesn't make you money. It stops you paying money on the interest. Let's just say you got a 5.5% interest rate on your home loan, be it your own home or an investment property, even more so on your own home because that's non-tax deductible debt. If you got a 5.5% hole in your bucket, you want to be able to plug that up as much as you can. So in broad terms, let me just put some numbers around it. Let's say you've got a $400,000 loan and you've got $30,000 in your offset account. Now, here's the thing. Interest is calculated daily and then billed to you at the end of the month, depending on what the interest rate rise. You know those little micro interest rate rises effectively that happen throughout the whole month? Depending on how much money is in your offset account and depending on what those sort of micro interest rate movements are, you'll get a bill at the end of the month as far as say, hey, this is how much interest you now owe us. $400,000 loan, $30,000 in offset account. When you've got $30,000 sitting in your offset account, they don't calculate the interest at $400,000, they calculate it at $370,000. So now you're saving yourself $30,000 worth of interest micro calculations for a 30-day period until you get to the end of the month. You'll end up paying $300 or $400 less a month to make sure you've got that under your belt. So effectively, every dollar you have access to needs to be sitting in your offset account. Now, the reason why I've got the credit card there, people are like, ooh, I've never had a credit card in my life. I pay cash for everything. I'm like, good on you, champ. That's very admirable. But now you've got an investment property or now you've got your own home. I need to be able to change things up from a mindset and Axon's perspective to go, maybe I should do things a little bit differently now and incorporate a credit card into my life. And this is how it works. All of your income goes into your offset account and you just let it sit there. Because if you've got a debit card attached to your offset account and you go put $200 worth of fuel in your car, yeah, that's not that hard these days. Guess what? There's $200 that comes out of your offset account. There's $200 that's not working for you every day. But if you then go and put $200 on your credit card and you then pay it back at the end of the month, that $200 stays in your offset account working for you every day while you're sleeping. So it's really, really important. But when you want to so let's just say you've got $6,000 a month. That's net after tax that goes into your offset account. Give yourself a $4,000 credit card. So you're never living above your means. You've always got that sort of $2,000 buffer there. You can effectively incorporate a sweep, which is whereby the credit card talks to the offset account and says, hey bro, I owe $3,800 in 2 days' time. If you don't wipe me back to zero, I'm going to get hit with 18% interest. Your offset account goes, no worries, man. Here's $3,800. Bang, done. They don't actually talk to each other, just in case you're wondering, but that's the concept of what actually happens. You set up the sweep before the interest-free period finishes, because most credit cards have a 45 to 60-day interest-free period, so you don't get whacked with that 18% interest straight away. And then, of course, here's the last little bit here is that if you've got and I literally did this morning, I've got insurances for one of my investment properties that is due in 2 days' time. I got the insurance renewal 6 weeks ago. Now, why do I need to pay $2,300 6 weeks ago and not have that $2,300 sitting in my offset account? I set something on my watch, used my technology, forgot about it, got reminded this morning, paid $2,300. That'll be processed in 48 hours time. Bang, I've had that money sitting in my offset account the whole time. So I know a lot of you are like, I pay a bill as soon as I get it. I'm like, that's great. But the institution is going to give you a month or so, 6 weeks to pay your bill. You don't need to pay it straight away, because that's less money you're going to have in your life. Of course, you want to be able to make sure that you pay them when they're due, not beforehand. There's all these little micro tricks that go into using whatever dollars you've got access to give yourself the very best outcome. It makes a massive difference. I've been doing it for years. Make sure you really, really implement these videos. I can't wait to see you on the coaching session soon.